everybody. I'm Nick Bonner for TreeStuff.com. We've got Mark Chisholm up here. Cale is on the sticks. Cale, can you set up the return so I can do what you're showing, please?
Yep, you should be able to see it in a second.
We're here today for one reason, and that's to give away free orders. We've got a big winner today, which is exciting. I'm really happy about that. And we wanted to ask Mark Chisholm some questions. Mark, you're affectionately referred to as the boss. Did you know that? You're like the Bruce Springsteen of tree care.
You said Bruce Springsteen because he's from Jersey, I'm guessing.
I didn't know that, but that's just something else that you have in common with. I think we should start to call Bruce maybe the other boss.
Don't tell him that.
Mark, you're a Teufelberger and a Cask ambassador, which is pretty awesome. I mean, those are two of the most premium brands in the arborist industry, and you are also the owner, president, and CEO of Aspen Tree Care, right? Aspen Tree Experts.
Yes and no. Yes on the Teufelberger, Cask, and all that, but no on the CEO of Aspen. It's a family business, so I run it with my brother, and my parents are still a part of the business as well. So we kind of all do a little bit of everything together.
Well, that's great. I'm sure I asked you this last year when you joined us on our show, but I'll ask you again because some of our audience probably wasn't here then. Can you tell us just a little bit about Aspen and what they do, what you guys do?
Yeah, I mean, we're a full-fledged tree care company, you know, like many. And by full-fledged, I guess I mean we do all aspects of tree care. So we have commercial, residential, we do utility, we have plant health care, a little bit of everything. So, you know, and day to day, we're about 40 employees and been in business since 1976. So it's been a long time.
That's great. And you are the 21-time or 19-time New Jersey tree climbing champion?
What's the difference anymore, right?
What's the difference?
21 to be exact. It's one of my lucky numbers, so I guess that's why I stopped at 21. Never tried again.
And now
maybe I couldn't do it anymore.
And now it's one of your proteges that's taking the mantle, correct?
Yeah, the guy who won directly after me is somebody that I trained and started from scratch. He came to me as an intern from Paul Smith's college, and turned out he had a lot of determination, a lot of skill, obviously, and he turned into being a great tree climber himself. He runs his own business now too.
That's amazing. I want to ask you some more questions. I want to take a minute and let our audience know about our promotions that we're running. We've got flash sales. We're dropping them every other day. There was a PPE drop yesterday, so we've got some helmets. There's a Cask helmet in there with the TreeStuff logo, which is obviously very cool. And then those flash sale items are marked down anywhere like up to 40 or 50%. And then on top of that, you can take a 15% site-wide discount with the discount code SWEET15. Or if you want to be on our show, you can roll the dice with SUPER7. And if you use the SUPER7 coupon code, your order is automatically entered for a 1 in 7 chance at a full refund. And it doesn't matter if you got a $3,000 order or a $30 order, you're eligible to win. There is a maximum refund of $5,000, but we've actually hit that maximum, I think, twice before, giving people refunds. And Mark, you probably wouldn't believe it, but we've given away over $100,000 worth of free
Holy
orders.
crap. No, I didn't know that, but I believe it.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, you guys always run these crazy promotions and these cool events, so it's really a cool thing for the industry. So thank you guys for that, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thanks for joining us. What I want to do is jump right in and make our first call. Let's give Justin a call. Justin Pett is a big winner. I'm not going to tell you how much. I want to wait. Hopefully he answers. I'm dying for him to answer, but let's go ahead and give him a call. I got his phone number up here.
Okay. What are we telling him? Just tell him he won?
Yeah, I'm going to tell him he won.
Cool.
I just need apparently to switch my account over here. Something wrong with the Google Voice. I don't know why it does that. We're very sophisticated here at TreeStuff. We have an advanced contest phone system that we use. It's called Google Voice.
It's essentially we're putting two phones up next to each other so that people can talk.
That's basically it. Hi,
Hello?
Justin.
Yeah, this is he.
Hey, Justin, this is Nick Bonner with TreeStuff. You're actually live on our show with Mark Chisholm and Cale, who works on my team with me. And I wanted to talk to you about the order you placed yesterday. It was for $1,572. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think it was actually 1,800 because I wanted to get it here faster.
Oh, okay. You paid for expedited shipping, right?
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. When you did that, you used a coupon code SUPER7. Is that accurate too?
Yeah.
And were you thinking that you might win a free order or something?
You never know.
You never know. Do you think, based on what you know right now, that you may have won?
Well, some just random guy from TreeStuff called me. I'm sure there never be random calls from TreeStuff.
And I mean, aside from knowing your name and what your order amount, you don't even know that I am from TreeStuff. But let me tell you, Justin, you won $1,572.
That is sweet, man.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
That is cool.
Plus your shipping costs, which I must not have had that in there. But you're going to get the whole thing delivered to your door. It'll be completely free, and yeah, we'll give you a refund. You'll get your refund on your credit card, and that's it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's sweet, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, man. You guys hooked us up on the Cobra stuff every time. I always buy the Cobra stuff to you guys. So.
Oh, cool. Do you do a lot of the dynamic cabling?
Yeah, we do a lot of it. We buy. I don't know. You can see our history. We buy a lot of it through you guys. I don't buy from anybody else. So.
Do you also do like the static cabling using like EHS or common grade cable?
We used to do it, but we just use Cobra now. We're in Phoenix, Arizona. So there's a lot of windstorms here in the monsoon season. So we like the stretchable and the flexibility of it. Every now and again, we'll get a tree that's split and we'll bolt it and put it in without, we'll put it in a little more rigid. But
sure,
most of the time people want that flexibility,
Oh, that's great. And do you sell in like an inspection with that? Do you promise to like come back after a certain amount of time, or do you contact customers afterwards to do an inspection?
80% of our business is repeat. So our certified arborists are always at the properties looking at things, So we are always got eyes on it. We try to push our main goal is pushing recurring plant healthcare programs.
Oh,
We
wow.
always have our eyes on it. Our customers are high-end residential properties, all repeat. So there's a high probability that we'll be at it next year, maybe in 6 months, maybe 3 months. Always there on the property. So.
Oh, that's great. Are you hiring?
Yeah. We are hiring. Yes.
You are hiring. If I were in Phoenix, I wanted to work for you, where would I go to learn about this? Because I mean, you sound like a premier operation. I'm sure people might be interested in that. What's your website?
Yeah, so we're in Phoenix, Arizona. Design for Maintenance has been doing this for 25 years. They can, reach out on our website, see our phone number, fill out a form if they want a job. I don't have any hiring things on our website. Our website's under development to get overhauled. We got a new logo, new look.
Cool.
Definitely. They reach out to Design Tree Maintenance. Our phone number's there. We're hiring arborists. I'm actually pulling in the guy from Australia right now because he got shut down due to COVID, and I got a visa for him. He's a guy who ran a bunch of companies down there in New Zealand. He's coming over here to help me out with some training programs I got going on. I'm actually invested in with one of the ISA tree climber champions on the West chapter, and he's investing in him to spend some time with my groundsman to get him up to speed on some climbing. And so, yeah, we're trying to on the cutting edge there.
That's great. Well, you're on.
Employees working for us, so yeah.
That's awesome. You're on. Mark Chisholm's on the line. I'm sure you probably know who Mark is. 21-time New Jersey tree climbing champion and one of the co-owners of Aspen Tree Experts. Mark, any advice for Justin as he tries to go big time like you?
Advice? I mean, honestly, the best advice you could give anybody looking to do good in either business or in tree climbing championships across the board, to me, is get active and stay active in the industry. Do as much as you can and talk to as many people as you can, because it's amazing how much it will just rub off on you, and how much better you become as a climber, as an arborist, and then as a business owner.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Cool.
great.
I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, hey Justin, we'll let you get back to the job, and thanks again for playing. And I hope you place another order. You should double down, my man.
I would.
Yeah, definitely. We'll put one soon. We run through that stuff, like water. So
Good stuff. Well, hey, happy Thanksgiving, and be safe out there. Okay.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Cheers.
$1,500. Wow.
Yeah, I would have been if I would have been yelling woohoo if I won $1,500.
I'd be placing another order right now too.
I'd be like, hey Meg, I won $100. Guess what? I wouldn't tell her the whole amount, that's for sure. Awesome. Well, that was really cool. I want to ask you a couple questions, Mark. You're obviously have been active in the tree climbing scene for a really long time. If you could change one thing, if the ISA Tree Climbing Championships would just do one thing that you said at the drop of a hat, what is it that you would change about those competitions?
Shoot, I'd probably say two things. They're kind of related to me, but in order to make it, I would try to make it easier for spectators to understand and be able to just know. And part of that would be really conveying what the events are designed to do and making them less subjective. So that way, it's just like you watch any real sporting event that goes on. It's pretty easy to see who wins and who loses before anyone even has to tell you.
Yeah, that's right. And then you may not know all the rules of football, but you get it pretty clearly. If I get the ball across the line, I get points.
Yeah. And I think that'd be the best thing for me, honestly, to try to, and one of the things we struggle with is getting people who don't know about the event to come out and watch the event because they don't really understand it. You see, if you're in a park and you stand there and you see people come by, they'd be like, what's going on? What are you guys doing? And they have no clue because we don't really have a lot of publicity around it either. So that would be number one, because the more publicity you get, the more people are going to want to do it. So you have more competitors, and then it's also good for the industry because you get more people wanting to maybe be a part of tree climbing or know about it at least. Yeah,
that's right. The NAOM events, North American Open Masters, as well as at a lot of our TreeStuff events, we run head-to-head footlocking. And you're obviously a big footlocker, right? But I think head-to-head footlocking where the time doesn't matter, it's just a direct elimination.
Like a drag race.
Yeah, it's like a drag race. I may not understand how footlocking works, but I get that one guy got there first and the other guy lost.
Right.
And I may not understand how all the timing and all that stuff works, but I get a single elimination bracket. I mean, anybody can see a bracket and understand how semifinals and quarterfinals work. And I think those types of approaches, that very objective win-loss, I agree with you wholeheartedly, Mark. I think that that's something that all tree climbing events should endeavor to include. That's really cool.
Yeah, and I think also staying true to the idea that it's not something you should be embarrassed about, that it's a sporting event or that it's athleticism. I think shifting away from trying to spotlight somebody who can do something faster or better than someone else is a good thing. It's good for the industry. I don't know why you would want to shift away from that in any way, shape, or form. So I think trying to focus on that would be a good thing.
I agree completely. It's okay that a race is a race.
Yeah. I mean, look at I don't care what you do sports wise, doesn't matter what it is. I mean, even fishing, people who fish and maybe aren't that good at it really enjoy watching people who are the best in the world at it and really get it. So I mean, any sport you do, golfers, I'm amazed by golfers who can golf the way they do, the pro golfers, where I'm a hack, I just run around and try to do good. But, it's to me, it's enjoyable to see someone who can do something I can't do. It's better than I can do,
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I'm not a big golfer, but I like disc golf. I got to admit, watching fishing sounds kind of boring. I mean, being fishing is fun.
Fishers, people,
sit on a boat.
And you must have seen it, though. It's big. People watch it like crazy.
But Taylor Hamill, who was on our show earlier this week, is a big musky fisherman, and he catches these fish that are like,
Yep.
I mean, 45 inches long. I'm always pitching him that people should mark the tails of the fish and then throw them back in. You can put your little mark on them, like clip it on the tail and send them back. That's my next endeavor, fishing fishtail marks. All right, listen, we've got some more orders to give away. It's already 5:20. We're going to try and keep today's broadcast a little short because we're here after the workday. But let's go ahead and give Aaron Hurd a call. Aaron won kind of a smaller order, only $108. But that's just how the dice roll. That we can't give away everybody a big order. I wish that all the orders we picked were huge. And if Aaron, we can mention that the last person won $1,500. I bet I'd feel a little bit bad. I'd be like, dang, I should have gone bigger if I only won $100. I'm calling to give you free money.
Right. Hang on while I try to reach them.
You think they're going to answer or not? Sounds like a scam, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is
I'm answering. Should have told him you're renewing his warranty.
I'm calling about your car warranty. All right. I do my best to mess with those phone scammers, Mark. When you get that warranty call, what you want to do is sound like an old person because there's actually an operator listening to a bunch of those happening at once, and they're listening for somebody that sounds confused, and then they shift to that call. So if you go,
Nice.
Hello, you can get them on the phone and then waste a little bit of their time.
Nice.
And go for it. I asked our last caller if they were hiring, and one of the things that I hear from business owners all across the country is that they can't get anybody to fill these jobs. Is that something you're experiencing? And if it is, how are you combating that? How are you getting the right talent, and how are you keeping the right talent?
That's a tough one, honestly, Nick. People always ask, are you hiring? To be honest with you, what I found in our business is we're always hiring. Doesn't matter. Because if a quality individual comes to your business saying, are you hiring? You want to find a spot for them. So we're always hiring. Doesn't matter. But yeah, right now we're really hiring a lot. We are hiring probably 1 or 2 people a week recently, trying to fill spots. But I actually got to ramp it up going into the New Year's too, because we're expanding our business in January. So. But right now, even in our residential and commercial department, they're 15 or 16 weeks backlogged in work. Nobody wants to hear that. So we've had to try to combat that. We're trying to give the crew, all of our team here at Aspen, like overtime. There's overtime all the time, but we're trying to give them an incentive to even sign up. So what we've done is we created a competition where the person who gets the most overtime hours logged in the last quarter is going to get $1,000 cash besides the time and a half they're pocketing as well. And so we've had a bunch of people sign up for overtime to try to compete with each other, which is cool. But
smart.
How do you keep these people? Man, that's like my daily thing. It's just trying to make sure you're doing everything you can as a business owner to give them the place they feel proud to be at. And our number one reason for expansion, honestly, is to give people a chance to move up and grow with the company. And that's really what drives the expansion all the time for us. So I think those are important. And I think the simplest answer is show people appreciation daily. Because not everybody's there just for the dollar. They also want to hear they're doing a good job. They want to feel proud of their work,
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people that are trying to make it in the tree world kind of default to underpay and overwork their people, and that to me just seems like a recipe for disaster. Would you say that where do you guys fall in the pay scale? Are you a little above average, a little below average? What do you think?
Well, I mean, it's you have to always reevaluate it, right? So we do a lot of work on our end, and as far as management goes, of trying to make sure that we're where we need to be. Because to be honest with you, 2019, we hire somebody brand new with no experience right out of high school, doesn't know anything about anything, and we're going to train them. They start with the same benefits as everybody else, so they get full health care, they get, workers, they get comp time, they get PTO, paid holidays, all that stuff. And then they get, at the time they were getting $16 an hour to start.
No.
And in 2021, we had to up that just to get anyone to jump on board. We had to start offering $20 an hour for the same exact position in 1 year. That's a big percentage increase. So, so if that doesn't answer your question,
no, it does. And I think that that's the best advice that I can offer to people is make your employees feel valued. And I think if you pay your people a little bit more, you don't have to watch them as much. They don't make as many mistakes, and you retain the quality people longer, because then they're not jumping ship for $1 an hour down the street.
Yeah. And that's always a risk in this business. People are out there coming right to our job sites and saying, hey, we'll give you guys $5 an hour more than what you're getting now and all this. But the guys, they're smart. Like, they know, like, when they hire on or they join our team at Aspen, they know we stand behind them. Like, if they need something, we're there for them. If they, if we get a rough winter, we pay them regardless. Like, there's no time off unless they want time off. They can work as many hours as they want. So that's always a benefit. Where other crews that are trying to take them, they're like, well, we don't have any work for you. We got to lay you off in January. And who wants to hear that?
That $5 an hour or that $2 an hour extra is suddenly a lot less appealing. Look, I want to make one more call, and then we're going to get going. I promised Cale that I would end by 5:30 today. He's got a very young and extremely cute baby. And he's going to get back to her.
That's a good reason to go home and rush home too, Cale. Do that.
It is. Let's do one more call. We're going to call Derek Graybeal. Depending on whether or not Derek answers, I may have a time for one more question for you, Mark.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Derek was kind of a small order too. Kind of a bummer. Just $109. But you know what, man? You know what they say? Free money's free money.
That's right, man. A win's a win.
Yeah, exactly.
Your call has been forwarded.
All right, I'm going to leave Derek a voicemail.
056382690 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Derek, this is Nick Bonner, Mark Chisholm, and Cale Royer calling from TreeStuff. Your voicemail is live on our show, and we're calling about an order you placed yesterday. Unfortunately, we are not going to require payment for that order. You're going to get a refund because you are one of our SUPER7 winners. You chose to forgo the discount and roll the dice, and it paid off in your favor, my friend. You are going to get the entirety of your order, your tax, shipping, all of it back. And we're going to cover it for you on the arm, and you're going to get all your stuff. It'll come to your door, and boom. Yeah, just like that, you get a free order from TreeStuff. We've actually, Derek, I know you're excited to hear me tell you, but we've given away $100,000 plus your order and a few more in free orders during these promotions, and it's super exciting. There's still time left. We're going to drop some more flash sales tonight at midnight. So if you want to double down and go even bigger, we've had, you probably don't believe me, but we've actually had, I think, 12 people win twice in the last couple of years. So they win once, they place another order, and then just the way the dice roll, they win again. So how could you not play twice? Anyways, listen, before your voicemail cuts me off, thanks so much for playing. I hope you enjoy your free order, and have a happy Thanksgiving from TreeStuff.
You are set.
I was very satisfied with my message.
That was a good first run at it.
Yeah, that was a good one. I did that in one take.
I know.
Sometimes you have to hit one re-record,
Mm.
When are they going to get rid of all the instructions on voicemails at the beginning? When's it just going to be like, beep, leave a message? I mean, I think we all get how it works, right?
It should by now.
I think so. All right, I got one more question for you.
Go for it.
What do you think is going on with DRT, MRS, SRS, SRT, or whatever you want to call it? What are you training your new climbers on, and how has the advancement of SRT influenced your business?
Yeah, good question. We train everybody on everything. I try to teach them the basics from the most traditional methods, because I find there's still something you need to understand fundamentally about that. Like, how do you tie in with just a rope? If and it's useful still to this day. I still sometimes find myself in a position where I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to use the tail of my rope and tie in here real quick, because I'm only going to use it for a minute, rather than changing gear over. So I think the fundamental stuff you need to know, and it's nice to know like the whys and where you come from, because you can definitely make more sense out of it that way too, rather than just getting thrown, the top end, most kind of newest piece of equipment and saying, here you go, try this, but the real thing to me, where is it going and what's the power of it? I think the most power that you could find in is knowledge, and to me, learn as much as you can. So I climb on all methods daily, at least weekly, back and forth. I mix it. I don't do just SRS, and I don't do just double rope, moving rope. I mix it. I do like a hybrid climbing style, and it's sometimes I switch more than once in the same tree, because I might ascend SRS. I might do some movement through the canopy, on a moving system, and then I might want to rappel down over a difficult area back doing SRS, so I can jump through multiple crotches and work my way out further and further as I go to get to the ends of some low branches.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. I went to an adventure camp when I was a kid, and they made us learn how to tie a Swiss seat before we were allowed to do anything. We had to be able to tie all of our knots behind our back. And I thought it made no sense then. But as a tree climber, I was taught how to do a Blake's hitch first and foremost. We skipped the taut line, but and I just like you, will use the tail of my rope to tie in that second tie-in. Maybe you don't carry a 30-foot lanyard, but you need a 15-foot second tie-in sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't necessarily need all that gear just for the minute. And maybe you're on SRT, maybe you're on DRT, but I agree wholeheartedly that practicing and learning those fundamentals from the beginning is the best approach.
Yeah, and it just makes you more efficient and more effective if you know when you should do which. Look at a situation and say, the best solution here is moving rope. The best solution to do that is SRS. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. I think it's foolish to just ignore one part or another. Just find the best match for that task.
Yeah, I agree. Well, hey, listen, I want to give a shout out to Cask and to Teufelberger and even Steel for you being an ambassador for those brands. They are premium anchors of our industry, just like you are. And I want to give you a huge thanks for joining us. Sorry to Bruce Springsteen that he's now the other boss. But you heard it here. Yesterday, we called out P. Diddy on our stream for stealing one of Nick Arrea's team's Tree Care LA jackets, right? As if Puff Daddy doesn't have enough clothes. He's stealing tree trimmers' outfits, which is just wrong, Puff Daddy. And on today's show, we've now downgraded Bruce Springsteen to the other boss. So
yeah,
we're making
you said he's the Mark Chisholm of rock and roll.
Yeah, he's the Mark Chisholm of rock and roll. I love that.
Unreal.
Listen, if you haven't placed an order with us, there's still time left. We've got until Cyber Monday. We're going to be offering the SUPER7 chance to get a free order and get a call from Cale, me, one of our esteemed guests, and a free order. Or you can take the discount, 15% off site-wide with Suite 15, and that's on top of the heavily discounted flash sales. So you can just stack those discounts up. We call it double dipping in the industry. It's kind of a term. Yeah, that's it. And, we will be back tomorrow with a broadcast. But if you miss that broadcast, please make sure to have a happy Thanksgiving. And tomorrow we have Krista Stratting, who's one of the top female climbers in the world. She's a Notch ambassador, which is awesome. And she's just a killer, stellar person. So I'm really looking forward to asking her some of our fun questions, and hopefully we'll see some of the audience on tomorrow. And I think that's it. Cale, did we forget anything?
Not that I can think of.
There you have it. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Happy Thanksgiving.